Alrighty, class. So all y'all Flojellians out there, we gotta play the game and keep the skills high. Oh, so we can climb. I'm not really trying to get out of gold or whatever right now, but I think we're pretty close to leaving gold. We got a couple hours. I'm gonna go to bed before work. I just happened to go to bed early yesterday. Now, granted, you can see that from silver elo to gold elo, you've almost had like a regression in skill almost. It's kind of weird because people in silver and stuff tend to be they're not super crazy strong on their champion, and they're not super crazy macro with their champion, but they end up having better macro than people in gold because people in gold tend to really go after kills a whole lot. So they're really good at pushing waves in, and they're really good at piloting certain champions, but they tend to not create snowballs, not to create advantages, because they end up chasing kills instead, which makes the game stall out, and then they kill themselves and all that. But the whole game, the base premise of the whole game for the most part is minion waves. Everything that you do in the game is based around minion waves. And minion waves will win or lose you games, especially the higher elo that you go. So it's like you want to go fight at Baron, or you want to go fight at Dragon or whatever. Um, you want vision there early so you can see if the other team's doing it, but you also want lane pressure. So you want to build up big waves in mid lane, bot lane, top lane, and crash them into the enemy side right before you go to the Dragon Baron pits and stuff. That way the enemy has to decide, oh, well, we fight the Dragon pit or we fight the Baron pit, or we go and farm this big wave that's there. So you can either pull people away from the objectives in the middle of the map, because if they lose that wave, they're going to be really far behind in gold and experience, which makes you stronger. And also, if you farmed items first and you're in the lead, you get to back and then go into those fights with more power and more strength than they would anyway. And then if you win the fight, you get to go and use those big minion waves to destroy towers and just end the game really quick. Because if you have three or four waves slow pushing from your side to their side, and that doesn't mean that you don't have to push the wave yourself all the way from one side to the other. You can start it slow pushing from your side to their side, right? And you can do that 30, 40 seconds before you go to a dragon fight or whatever. You get the wave, start slow pushing, and then mid dragon fight or whatever, that wave can be halfway or all the way across to their side. And then after the fight, if you win, you have that big wave there, which you can instantly just go destroy tower really quick, and then maybe even get an inhibitor, maybe two towers instead of one, because you'll have 20, 30 minions or whatever, however many that are there when you go to that tower. And it also means that multiple players on your team can separate and go to multiple lanes after a big fight and take multiple towers. But also, if you lose that fight, it means that the enemy team doesn't have a big minion wave to use against you, and you'll be able to go and respawn because they have to push the wave all the way from their side back to your side before they can even take your turret, which can put another, you know, 30, 40 seconds before they can actually take any of your objectives. So it pressures them, but it also protects you for the most part. As for what we'll play, we're going to play a support. Might just play Bard here. Just play just a normal support. I've been liking Bard for the most part. I need to pick up Ivern again. But it's all about punishing your enemy, but with the experience and gold from minions for the most part. Every play, you want to have the minions ready for what you want to do. If you're about to go to a jungle fight, you want the minions pushed up so the enemy loses CS and stuff if they go and try to match you. If you know the wave is pushed into you, you don't necessarily want to give up those minions and stuff before you go into a fight. Uh, Sonya. I'll do it. We'll see. We're starting to build redemption on our AP Bard now too, which is kind of interesting. Instead of death cap, his redemption is doing 10% of someone's health, which is like, I don't know, 200 damage usually, like in game, and then it's healing everybody for like 200 to 400 in game. So it's a pretty big swing, and it kind of works with Bard's ult. Because like if you ult somebody and then you can pop the redemption right afterwards, then they can get a heal like right when the ult goes off, which is pretty big. And team composition and all that is important. Like you'll lose and win games from team composition alone, but it's not really that crazy. Like you'll have like really powerful all-ins and roaming champs, but you can look at these like Echo is kind of a in-your-face assassin. Quinn is an ADC that's really mobile. Yone is like an in-your-face melee guy. We don't really have any hard peel or anything. These are all like really hard engaged champions, and they're all fairly squishy. So someone dodged. But then the enemy team had, I don't even know what they had there. They had a Sona and some other stuff I didn't even pay attention to. Not sure how like thick their front line was. I don't know if they had a huge front line, but depending on your composition, really depends like how strong certain parts of the game are for you. Because you can have heavy engage that has like okay damage, but not a whole lot of damage, and you can have engagers that all have a ton of damage, and then you can have like people that have a lot of sustain, or you can have like Silas and Viego, which are like in your face, like heavy healing, heavy damage melee guys. All kind of a big deal. But compositions really isn't like a huge thing at the low elos. Mostly in the lower elos, you just want to be able to make yourself strong enough to distract one or two people on the map. It's part of the reason why if you're playing as like an actual support, like if you just build a support build in the lower elos, it's very difficult to climb because like the support you can make plays and you can carry games, but it's very difficult if your build doesn't have any damage or anything on it. You're relying on your teammates' ability and skill and their damage, and you don't have the wave clear to really manipulate the minion waves on the side and all that good stuff. You also got to think too is that you can bait some people into like fights and things as well with minion waves. So if you set up a slow push minion wave on like your top side and like no one messes with it, and then you go bot side and you start hard pushing there, you could have people rotate around on top side as that big wave starts pushing forward, and then catch other enemy champions coming to rotate and get that wave because it's so big. But if they push up too far too fast, they can get picked off really quick. Oh, twitch.tv. Polo. underscore. Zero followers. And he's not online. Or that isn't the right guy. Twitch.tv / polo underscore 3335. No, he's not online. Crazy. Should I put a thing in my thing? I never advertise anything. Twitch. Yeah, so we're gold 2 right now. Ooh, what do I get in here? You gonna get some of my money right? What the fuck is that? Dragon Guardian Galio. Is this a good skin? I mean, it's not really my style, but it is a dragon. I prefer the Demon Galio.
Justice, justice. Did not.
Got a baby Galio. Okay. Ooh, that red though. This red though. I'm okay with the red dragon one, but I think the Demon Galio is still better. This is. I need a good Nautilus skin. I've had the same Warden Nautilus skin for like 10 years. I don't know if he has a good skin. Crystalline Indomitus Nautilus. I mean, it's not terrible. I could live with that. If they had it in red, maybe it'd be better. What is that? Mythic Chrysalis Indominus Nautilus Chroma special price. So you can get it in green.
Do you hear them calling?
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things. Some people.
You got some cool effects. That's probably the coolest one. I've seen this one. I'm not a big fan of this. Little.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I
Oh my
find it
God.
miraculous that the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are so dedicated to protecting our environment.
Astronautilus is also common. It's not my thing. Conquer Nautilus.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I
Oh
find it
my
miraculous
God.
that the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are so dedicated.
Holy shit. It got the red and black. I could kind of get on board with this. It kind of reminds me of Darius a little bit. I'm not a big fan of this head. His head looks.
Hi, I'm Mike
Oh
Rowe, and I
my
find
God!
it miraculous that the people
Oh
of
my
Oklahoma
God!
Oil and Natural Gas are so dedicated to
YouTube got to stop, man. Like the commercials are worse than the actual like a movie, man. So this is Conquer Nautilus, 975 RP. It's alright. Paladin Nautilus. I don't know how. Oh my
Hi,
God.
I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
This one's probably a little bit much. Okay. Shanghai Scrolls Nautilus. Got some black and red going on. The faceplate doesn't look too terrible. Jesus.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
It's either a commercial every 5 seconds or you have like a 4-hour one. I'm actually not super opposed to that skin. This back is a little odd. If I could get a chroma where this is different. Actually, I like that back more than I thought. I wonder if that has a chroma. Subterranean Nautilus sucks. Worldbreaker
Hi, I'm Mike
Nautilus.
Rowe,
Oh
and I
my
find it
God.
miraculous that the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are so dedicated.
This one sucks. This is the one I've been stuck with
Hi, I'm
forever.
Mike Rowe, and
Oh
I
my
find it miraculous that the
God,
people
man.
of Oklahoma Oil and Natural
Oh.
Gas are so dedicated.
Abyssal Nautilus.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I find it
Jesus.
miraculous that the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are so dedicated.
Black and gold. Lacking gold, Nautilus. Let's see if they have any Nautilus chromas. Nautilus chromas. Nautilus chromas. So cosmic plating, you can get purple. Okay, let's get into a game. How are you supposed to play League of Legends? Oh, I'm jungle. I can play jungle, but I don't have a route or anything really well. Okay, so we're gonna be a jungle, and they got Bard. I wonder if Bard jungle would be a thing. Let's do. Let's just go back to Teemo, I guess. Dark Harvest, cheap shot. That Mordekaiser's gonna eat my breakfast. Probably. He probably clears faster than me as well. So on this playthrough, we're gonna be doing jungle. Jungle is a role that I don't really play, nor do I care to that much. I played it when I first started a little bit, but we're just gonna farm. And if we see something in lanes that looks interesting, or if someone overextends and we have time, then we'll go and poke them down a little bit. But I'm not going to try and do anything crazy this game. I'm going to be trying to ward and farm and get to later in the game where my shrooms can do some damage. And essentially, I'm going to be looking at the wave states, if people know how to manage their minion waves or not. If someone's pushing hard into a turret, and there isn't any way for we can set up a dive with like a tanky support or something like that, then there's no reason for me to really gank them. And then if their laner is pushed up and they're near our tower, or we have a big minion wave getting built and pushing into them, I can go in there and try to weaken that laner to make it easier on my jungle, or my laner, I mean. So should be interesting. And team composition wise, we have two supports basically. Karma has like a nuke. Everyone likes playing these Mimi support mid lanes. So Karma does a lot of damage and she's kind of abusive, but she also has all of her damage in one ability, so she's not really a super amazing mid laner.
The war never ends. The battlefield just changes.
Yeah. So we have a
Welcome to
Silas jungle.
Summer's Rift.
Patience now.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
But yeah, the enemy team, Mordekaiser is going to be a big threat if he gets strong, and Silas is a big threat if he gets strong. And they have a lot of all-in potential, just damage-wise with Misfortune and stuff.
You don't know about war.
And then our team, we have Burst. So we have my Shrooms. Our only real engage is going to be Fiora. So Fiora potentially could feed her ass off this game because she's going to be by herself. And then Nami and Karma don't have any damage, really. And then me, I'm going to be having... me and this Yordle over here, we're going to be running our asses off trying not to die.
Good and bad. I choose to win. Nobody's innocent anymore. I settle my scores.
We might try and do a pass through mid lane here. Help Karma out because she sucks.
Reinforcement base coming. Nobody gets past Teemo.
First blood.
Never get attacked. Size is a liability. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's Silas being greedy. I should have stayed. I should have stayed. But he lost that pretty hard, so.
I'm the last scout standing.
An enemy has been slain.
Sight, shoot.
So Fiora's with me on the top lane. I probably should have went ahead and took in the scuttle, to be honest. Because Silas is going to be up here, and I don't have Fiora to back me up anymore. But Fiora's going to be coming back strong. She got items, and Mordekaiser isn't. So, and she has lane advantage right now, so.
Warriors are always ringing. didn't change me. I changed war. What's due before I punch out?
I'm gonna overstay and go into my jungle.
You'd be surprised how quick fur is nice.
They let Silas invade me.
This'll be messy. Need to get patched up.
I'm wasting too much time on these guys right here. I probably could help, but I don't have any items really.
Pieces of fairy tale.
Get some boots, try to pick up my farm time a little bit. And I want to like go up here probably. My mid and my top lane are pretty strong at the moment. My bot lane isn't losing too hard.
I don't feel anything.
I think I'm gonna like get my red buff and then go to drag.
We ain't all making it out of here.
Ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
You can't tell, but I've grown quite the beard under here.
This is kind of risky on my part, but let's see if this scuttles here.
I used to live by a code.
Silas is top lane again.
Let the poison do its work.
600 damage.
An enemy has been slain.
Hilo.
ADC's overstaying.
You never leave the jungle.
Messing up my farm. I'm behind in farm. I'm behind in a lot of stuff right now, to be honest. And Tristana didn't help me secure dragon.
Yours truly.
So we lost dragon, we lost grubs.
Time for the long nap.
An enemy has been slain.
Quickly! An
An enemy has been slain.
On guard!
Death has a name.
I should be faster than Silas, so hopefully he doesn't get too fed.
This is where we draw the line. Natural born killer.
An ally has been slain.
2v1 seems pretty aggressive. And Karma doesn't have enough lane pressure to really...
All I'm good at. Tall folks don't last long around here. I've done things I'm not proud of.
I wonder what happens if I,
Smell that? That's fear.
damage goes up by 40 or so each time. That's pretty good.
I forget
Wait
what
for 20
started
gold.
the fighting.
Nah, let's just go back. So, Misfortune has a really big item lead on bot lane right now. So we'll try and hit this and then
Turns
An
out,
ally has been slain.
help them. She's killing herself.
survival ain't pretty.
Shut down. Turret plating will soon fall.
Face toward enemy.
An enemy has been slain.
Who's my next tally mark? One day there'll be a reckoning.
An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
For John. Everywhere.
Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down.
I don't even know what feats are in the game right now. I've seen them on the boots, but that's about it. Do this.
You don't know about war.
They're trying to get me into fights, but I'm barely keeping up with Silas right now in CS.
Watch your step.
Auto, Nami.
Your team has destroyed
See, now I'm gonna be falling really far behind if I don't keep up. Our scores are starting to tilt pretty hard though, so I need to keep my farm up and get my second item so that I can actually do something on these
I
dragons.
choose to live. Oh, this way. This is very personal. Nobody's innocent anymore. I settle my scores.
What's this? 900.
has been destroyed. The enemy has been slain.
So they're all pushing dragon fight right now. We're gonna push top lane.
Enemy rampage.
Let our
Never get
allies
attacked.
kind of hold that if possible.
You're welcome.
Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain.
Become one with the jungle.
I don't even know how to use that, man. It's been so damn long.
Look alive.
I'm probably gonna end up dying here.
Go down.
So I don't know how to use the Herald.
Shoot. Where that came from? I'm taking everyone with me.
The dragon doesn't really matter that much. We need to sneak a dragon to prevent Elder here in a minute, but not a huge deal so far. I don't know what's going on with this drum.
Shut down.
Main thing for us is making sure that we can keep control of our
I'm the last
jungle.
Unstoppable.
change me, I changed war.
I don't know about these plants, but I think they give my team stats, so they're probably pretty good.
Kilo.
Shut down.
There's nothing left here. Now,
Okay, I needed 800 gold, but whatever.
this'll be
An
messy.
ally has been slain.
Blind us.
Dominating.
2, 3, 4. You'd be surprised how quick birds are.
Your team has destroyed.
Oh, come on, run, bitch.
An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. You have
Yeah,
been
we chased the
slain.
kill, so we lost tempo. Chasing right here, me and Fjord didn't need to do. All we had to do was secure the wave, and I could have secured my jungle, and we've been good. But now we're going to be falling behind and losing our lead to Silas. We could be level 14 right now, and then we would have been up here farming this to kill Mordekaiser, and Fjord could have
Your
just backed the
team
fuck
has
off.
destroyed a turret.
That's partially my fault, to be honest.
Ally has been slain.
So we're gonna try and catch this, farm these camps, get back topside.
Pieces of fairy tale.
Yeah, we'll try. I'm just gonna throw a shroom here.
Armed and ready. Another mushroom, another victim. We ain't all making it out of here.
An ally has been slain.
I don't feel anything. Take the pain. I'm everywhere. Coming in hot.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Can't tell, but I've grown quite the beard under here.
An enemy has been slain.
Let the
1200.
poison do its work. I used to live by
Never falter.
Go down!
You have slain an enemy. An enemy has been slain. Has been slain.
That's how we use the lead to a team fight, baby.
They've been looking for yours truly.
Legendary.
All right, so we don't need a farm now. We're going to be going directly into this jungle and getting vision control.
All folk don't last long around here.
Killing spree.
And we're using our gold lead to win this
Your
game.
team has destroyed a turret.
I've done things I'm not proud of. Time for the long nap.
1200.
Death has a name. Quickly! I forget what started the fighting. Find us! 1, 2, 3, 4. Survival ain't pretty. Need to get patched up. You're welcome. Never
Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret.
You don't know
Your
about
team
war.
has destroyed an inhibitor. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Rampage.
Good men die. I choose to live.
Try me.
Face toward enemy. Watch your step.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Coming in hot.
Shut down.
Need vision control.
Nobody's
I'm gonna go
innocent
for drag.
anymore.
An enemy has been slain. Unstoppable.
We're winning from pure gold and experience advantage from manipulating the minion wave, but the issue is our backs are terrible.
Reinforcement is coming.
But you can see that we're all level 17 now, and they only have one guy that's level 16.
An ally has been slain.
So unless we super throw a fight like they're doing right now, there's no reason that we should lose.
This is where we draw the line.
And all we're doing is delaying the Elder Dragon right now.
An ally has been slain.
Natural born
Slain an
killer.
enemy. Double kill.
Killing's all I'm good at. Now that's fear. Never fall. Never
More
get
pink wards for
attacked.
more vision control. It's because we're up in gold. Now you can see the karma was flaming me earlier.
Enemy has been slain.
Got a little surprise for him. More where that came from. Become one with the jungle.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I'm the last
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
We don't have to do anything. We have super minions. The longer we're in the fight, the worse it gets for them.
Destroyed a turret.
GG. So you don't really even have to have a super solid plan when you play the game. You don't have to have like a crazy plan. All we did there was I farmed my jungle camps, I got gold, I made plays that I saw on the map that were open because of minion waves and manipulation, and also knowing that how the CS and the minion waves work. If my laners are losing lane, I can go and fix their lane so they don't get stuck in a bad position, which is kind of, I think, what jungler really should do. So if your teammates get stuck in a bad spot, try to help them fix their lane state so they can micromanage their CS again and get back into the game. But mainly farm the gold that we're going to be getting. I don't know crap about jungle. I don't know crap about the feats. I don't know anything about the Atakan thing or whatever is in the river, and something else that someone said there. But I farmed more and I got stronger than the Silas, which was trying to make plays on the map. So you can see this is the enemy jungler Silas. He had 11,000 gold, so 339 a minute. And I had 13,000 gold, 404 a minute. And then he had 4, 10, and 4, where I had 6, 4, and 9. So my KDA is higher than his and higher than their whole team, but I didn't have a whole lot of impact at the very beginning of the game. My goal on Teemo was basically to farm up. You want your first two items to start spiking, and after I get the first item, I can start making plays on the map. But since I'm mainly playing around my ultimate, I need my second item to really get that burn going, where the first item is just helping me speed up my clears faster. So the faster my clears get done, the more time I have on the map to help my allies on the field. But even then, I couldn't fully take advantage of them really in a fight. So I had to wait and get more items to get more shroom coverage, and then just kind of help pressure the map as much as I can. I don't need to go for kills. I don't need to chase for kills. You need to compete for HP value. So even me pathing, when I path through mid lane a couple of times and doing like one auto and one Q or two autos in a Q and procking Dark Harvest and getting him low, it's not that I got a kill, it's that it forced him out of lane, which made it to where Karma could free farm without Varus there. So she got experience and gold leads over the Varus, which you can see is like level 17 now because of the super minions at the end of the game. But right before we got the Baron, my teammates were level 17, I was level 17, and he was like level 15 or 16 or something. Like he was the highest level person on their team. These guys were level like 14, level 12, level 13 or something, and then he was like level 16. And we had three or four people that were level 17, level 18, and then we had you know, Nami, which isn't really that big of a deal. But all of these guys have high KDA. Mordekaiser wasn't able to get strong enough to really do anything because he's levels down, so he has less health, less armor, less magic resist, less damage, and he has items down, so he literally has a slow item and he has a Rift Maker, but he doesn't even have any defensive items. And then Fiora and stuff can go through those defensive items anyway. And then when we're looking at map pressure, Karma and them were putting it on me. They wanted to FF and surrender because I didn't get dragon and stuff early game. We don't got any objectives, and you gave up a turret for a kill bot lane, but I didn't go bot lane for a kill. I went bot lane to pressure them so they couldn't get turret, and they couldn't get any, and my ADC couldn't get punished as much from the CS loss because there was a huge minion wave there. They were pushing it in. So one, I get the experience and stuff for the minion wave. If it does happen to get destroyed while I'm there. Two, I could potentially get the kills off of Bard and Misfortune, which are both like half health. And then three, I can force Misfortune back and back so she doesn't get turret gold, and it lets my ADC get back into lane before her because I'll stop her back or slow her back. So my ADC will be able to push in lane, potentially push to their turret, and then just recall instead of setting in lane and dying over and over and over again to the Misfortune, which you can see she has 574, and our ADC has 775. So my ADC wasn't doing very well early in the game because she didn't have an item, and Misfortune finished this Bloodthirster. But after I engaged her in that lane, it pushed her back to where she had to back and recall. Tristana could get another item and then came back to lane and started fighting. And then right after that, we were getting strong enough where we're having more and more team fights. And the Bloodthirster didn't really give Misfortune enough survivability and damage to really turn those team fights, especially since most of us could just move out of the way because Varus missed ults or he hit somebody that wasn't me because I dodged it. We weren't really confined in tight corridors. We were in open lanes. So Misfortune likes tight spaces where people can't move, like the jungle. But they couldn't do anything in the jungle because I was strong enough to where they couldn't invade the jungle. If they did, they would start hitting my shrooms. It would lower their health, and then they would get picked off by Fiora or something like that. And then the more shrooms I had in my jungle, the more vision that we had, so they weren't going to be able to sneak up on it. And you could see that even mid game when I was putting shrooms down a couple of random places, and Mordekaiser teleported and hit like two of them, and it nearly halved health them. Well, Mordekaiser now either has to go to a lane and try and farm with half of his health value, or he has to back and come back to lane. I don't need the kill necessarily, but if anyone else wanted to challenge him, they could right there with him being half health value and then being full health value, which is a lot more pressure on the map than actually just killing somebody and then being gone sometimes, because you don't have to kill them. You just have to get them low. So like even if Misfortune came and hit one of my shrooms and half health her, then my ADC, even though she's like 2 items down, could still go and kill Misfortune because she just doesn't have enough health and enough damage. You'd have like 1200 health. She'd get bursted down with like 1 item on her, which would be crazy. And that's the kind of trades that you're looking for. The kills are fine; they're just bonuses on top of things. But really, you're competing for the XP, the gold, and the life value of the other laners. Because me as a jungler, so like if you're playing a support and you're trading in the bot lane, the support's health isn't worth as much as the enemy ADC's health, because the support usually has more health pots and will buy more potions, and also the support doesn't have as much damage as an ADC does. So if you as a support trade 90% of your health for 50% of the ADC's health, and then you get into a fight and two ADCs fight, you die, my ADC kills the other ADC, and then they both trade evenly 40% of their health or 50% of their health or whatever. My ADC still has like 40, 50% of their health, and then they can kill the support. But even if they don't kill the support usually doesn't have the lane pressure to deal with CS. So now my ADC can free farm, get the CS, push in the support, and then back use their gold from the kill and the gold from the CS and the XP bonus to come back to the lane stronger than the other ADC, which came to lane and didn't have the extra kill gold, didn't have the minion gold, didn't have the extra XP. So that ADC on the enemy side would end up being items down plus experience down, so she wouldn't get like a level 6 all in or anything like that. And the trades are just going to get worse and worse from there. And that's basically all you're doing as a jungler as well, as far as I can tell. Like you farm and you get gold and you get items, and then you can gank and stuff if you feel like you have time. I overstayed on the map a lot. Like I was setting on 3,000 gold multiple times. And I probably could have engaged in more fights, but it is more risky. But every time that I backed and I came back with my items, we were actually able to steamroll people to the point where Karma was like, we need to surrender because we can't get any objectives or do anything. But when you're looking at these team fights, Karma has burst damage. He doesn't really have DPS. Fiora is the only melee front line that we have. Tristana was a little bit weaker than Misfortune early. She didn't really have a whole lot. Nami has some peel, but not really any super engage. And me as Teemo, I'm able to poke people down and use my shrooms, but I don't really have hard engage. I can chase people. That's basically the gist of it. So we didn't need to engage in team fights around these dragons early. The first couple dragons weren't enough to really tip the scales in the lane for gold value or for damage. And then when we came to um, actually getting involved, I was getting involved around Herald. I traded a dragon for Herald, um, which was fine. I traded like second dragon for Herald. I don't know how to use the Herald apparently these days, so I mess up every time, so I didn't get any value out of it really. But they were prepping around the Dragon bot side. I was basically pinging them off. I took the Herald, but they kept the people busy bot side, and then I was able to go and crash into the turret. I probably would have been able to get 2 turrets with that Herald if I had, which would have given me 2 turret gold, and also pressure top lane, which would free up pressure for the next dragon. So even if we gave up that third dragon or second dragon, whatever it was, if I was able to get those 2 top turrets or that even that 1 top turret top lane, we still got gold value off of it. I still get XP and stuff from the minions and things. And then by the time the next dragon comes around, we can push top turret in. And then there'd be a huge minion wave because we have all that more distance to create even a bigger minion wave to hit into their base, and it would end up forcing one of their players to try and answer that, or they will get third dragon and we will get a top inhib because and that would just be how it is. So let's say that they get third dragon, we get top inhib, and then uh, when Baron comes around, we'll have the top inhib to give us pressure and try to like force people more into Baron. We can use top and mid to push lanes, and then just focus around the Baron fight and wait for them to have to separate. We don't even have to really do a whole lot. We can just poke them down, trade HP, and then they have to answer the lanes, and then you can just take a Baron, or they have to force a fight, and then they can't really do anything with the Baron because they're going to have to push both waves in, both lanes in before they can even get to your turret. And then by the time the Elder spawned, we could potentially have top, you'd have top threat potential of ending the game through top lane, but also if you can keep that inhibitor down, you can just wait top lane, push out, and then fight Dragon 4v5 against Elder. And then the top laner is going to have to clear and teleport or get over to Dragon really quick. Or you could potentially try and like delay Dragon and to just hard push in top lane and maybe even mid lane. And they would have to answer from Elder to go and stop you from destroying their base, which kind of frees stuff up. Like if you have like a Rengar jungle or something, you can pressure their base instead of going for Elder to separate them as a team. And then like Rengar, say he's strong, goes in there, one shots the enemy jungler or an enemy ADC or something, completely can turn the fight even if they have Elder. And then if you have the lane pressure, even with Elder, they have to farm all the lanes, get to your base, and then get past your turrets. And as long as you have turrets, and you're able to clear the wave, they can't really do anything with the Elder buff. So that's why Baron, is better for like getting through the turrets and stuff if they have wave clear. But the Dragon is just better for team fighting. But the first dragon, second dragon, third dragon, none of those really matter. They're just bonuses that you can get on the map. The Herald potentially is good because you can shove lanes and get lane pressure, but also you can funnel gold into a specific laner that's doing well. So like even if my Tristana was kind of like behind on gold and we had an opening where like the enemy team gets um Baron or something, or they go for Dragon and my ADC is like top lane, I could drop that there. The ADC goes and picks up like two turrets, and then we could just steamroll, get a little bit stronger, go and fight. Especially early into the game, you don't really have to fight these guys. You don't have to engage with them. Um, it's not a huge deal. It's more about the XP and the gold. So like our damage 26,000, Fiora 35, and then Karma has a lot of damage, but it's all in one skill. She doesn't have like sustained DPS, so she's like a nuke. But we had more than our Tristana. Fiora was doing good, and she was also doing, I think, percentage health damage fighting the Mordekaiser, so that's probably why that went up a little bit. And Karma's dropping some bombs, but also by the time we like lost mid turret, it was like mid game. So the external like tier one turret wasn't really that big of a deal. But slowing down Miss Fortune's uh, progression, like her kills and her gold and her experience, all that stuff, forcing her out of lane, buying time for my laners, could potentially be good there. But you can even see like the Varus was the highest on their team. We were getting to the point where we were doing about as much damage as their enemy ADC, and that's just because I had pure levels on them and items. Misfortune, if she was ahead of me, would just dominate me, but that's not really what happened here. And even Silas got, dumpstered. He wasn't able to do anything early game because he was giving up farm. Silas potentially could out farm me and out move me and still get pressure on the map, but he was roaming into lanes giving up farm, and then he even tried to invade my jungle, but he didn't have the pressure to go into my jungle. One, because I started shrooming, but two, my laners and stuff could collapse on him a little bit easier, and he was giving up farm and gold and experience for that. He could have farmed his stuff, and I didn't even start invading his camps until I got like my second item or whatever. But he could have farmed his camps and been a lot stronger, and then started invading like my jungle and trying to kill me, and then they would have had jungle control, and they would have been able to set up ganks and stuff in the jungle with the bushes. And then if I lost control of my jungle, I wouldn't be able to pressure or seal off Baron and dragons. I'd be so focused on trying to get out of my lane, out of my jungle, that I couldn't do anything. Because Silas could probably beat me 1v1 in a fight, but he didn't really do that all too often. And then his laners couldn't really help him out that much because like Mordekaiser's slow, Varus is stuck mid, um, trying to farm because he just doesn't have the wave clear to get rid of everything super quick. Misfortune and them are bot side. So it would have just been like me and Silas for the most part. Now, what were we doing? We were doing chromas for Nautilus. So skins, chromas, Nautilus. So they have Shanghai citrine. They got a green Shanghai, a pink Shanghai, a blue Shanghai, white Shanghai. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with the original Shanghai. What's the let's go skins. Nautilus. Dude, it's already been in like 2 hours. That's crazy. It means we spent an hour like just waiting for the game. So Shanghai Scrolls Nautilus. This one sucks. That sucks. These suck. That sucks. This is that weird one. So that one that we can't get is the one that looked pretty decent, and then we have Shanghai Nautilus, which is okay. So it's the crystalline one. I think I had access to this at one point.
Do you hear them calling?
I think this one's okay if I could get it in like red or something. Conqueror Nautilus would also be decent, but apparently I can't get that. And this is an old skin, I think. I feel like I've seen that somewhere too. So all we have is Shanghai Scrolls. Which honestly, I'm not opposed to Shanghai Scrolls. It just has too much green on it. Like, it has some cool animations. Because we're trying to, make everything cool for China. But, I mean, it has kind of this rustic and black and red, which is my colors, but the 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 green is a little, I don't know about that. But it could be nice to freshen up and not have the Warden. I've had the Warden Nautilus for so long. This would be pretty cool. And like Shanghai Bard is also like on the fence. Like I feel like getting Shanghai Bard, but then like I don't know. Because my chroma that I use on Bard is pretty unique. No one uses the chromas. But this is a pretty decent back animation. So that'd be pretty interesting. 1350. $11. $11 is a little rough. But I haven't put any money in League in a while, so maybe. Let me look at this other ones first. Oh, actually, I forgot. We got this. So 540. Was that like $5? Yeah. Okay. It's about time I finally got some skins I have an interest in with these sales. Every time I check, there's always like the dumbest skins. What we got here? Witch Brew Blitzcrank. I've never seen that before. We have Paladin Blitzcrank right now.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things. Some people call them.
What the absolute hell is that? Bumblebee Blitzcrank. What is happening to League? This happens to every single game, I swear. Like, I get like games are supposed to be fun, but like you get these serious games and then they always make these crazy ass skins. That is a crazy ass skin. And you know people do it just to be goofy.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
What is this? Zenith Games Blitzcrank. So that's like an old school robot. Victorious Blitzcrank. I think I had this skin once. Like I had the ability to unlock it or something. I didn't know Blitzcrank had this many skins. Space Groove Blitzcrank. I've never seen that.
Outsmart your picky eater. Here for their I only want bunny crackers phase. Learn more about Emphagrow.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I find it miraculous.
Okay. I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, at least it isn't this oil-filled thing, and then it goes right to the oil-filled thing anyway.
Oklahoma oil and natural
Shit.
gas are so dedicated.
That is crazy.
This is no time for jokes, Blitz. The galaxy must be ours.
Whee! That's what you call moves? Pathetic!
Did I just find a skin that I need? Get a black cat with a mustache. Let's see if Witch's Brew is like any better. This doesn't look nearly as good as the other one, but the Eye of Sauron kind of gets me a little bit. I'm still a fan of Paladin Blitzcrank though. That's a big hook. That's a big hook.
Exterminate. Exterminate.
I don't know how I feel about that. I still like the Paladin Blitzcranks, to be honest. Like, I still have this skin.
Exterminate. Exterminate.
Those with Robinhood Gold can enjoy a 3% IRA match. Tremendous. On March 28th.
You know this guy? He's got a gun in his pocket.
Put her on the table. That ain't no gun. It's a knife. From the director of The Beekeeper.
This is human trafficking. Wanna have a race? You a cop? You wish I was a cop.
Jason Statham.
I'm gonna cut your heart out.
Good luck. Do you know who we are? People whose mommy dresses them funny.
A Working Man. Rated R. Only in theaters March 28th.
A Working Man. See, I got this
Hi, I'm
one.
Mike Rowe, and I
But,
find
oh
it
my god.
miraculous that the people of Oklahoma oil and natural gas are so dedicated.
Let's see if there's anything else in here. Battle Dress, Blitzcrank.
Hi, I'm Mike
Oh
Rowe, and if
my
you
fuck.
spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things. Some people.
Right, Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank. Definitely not Blitzcrank. Pull over custom Blitzcrank. How much is the cat skin? Space Groove, Blitz, and Crank. Should I do that? Oh god, 18. We're getting into it now, boys. $21. For a skin with a cat and a mustache that I probably won't use that often, but I might. It's probably the funniest just because it's two cats. Maybe I could distract people with my cats mid-game. I gotta see what else we got. What is that? Janitor Thresh. What? What is going on? What has been happening to League? Because I have some Thresh skins, but like... Boston Terrier's coming back. It's a squeegee. Oh my god. Wet floor signs. Jesus. Should I? What is that? That's an Azir skin. So Janitor Thresh. Let's just see what Thresh skins they have. Winter Blush Thresh kind of looks interesting. Lunar Emperor Thresh. Is it better than my Steel Dragon Thresh, though? If it had a chroma, it'd be interesting.
A good break.
Not really feeling it. Lunar Emperor Thresh. You my little boo thing. You do what you do, sick girl, I know. Gold. And purple. Yeah, that's not my thing either. I'm fine on that. Maybe Squeegee Thresh. Squeegee Thresh is funny. And I might be open to a little bit of humor from time to time. So they're kind of hitting some good ones this year. I don't know about this Dragon Seal Galio though. I don't think I want that. Let's see what we got. What the fuck is that? Arcana Tom Kinch. I guess I've been gone for so long that I just, Jesus. What do I even do? Do I just give them my wallet? How do you even spell Tom Kench? Kench. T A T U T E T. Or we could be skins. Okay, so T A. I think HM. Shanghai Scrolls Tom Kench. High Noon. Earth Kench. I don't really play Tom Kench that much, to be honest. I don't know what they've did to change him that much. League. Unbench the Kench skins.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
I spent a lot of time in Oklahoma. What's that? Shanghai Scrolls is blue. It's alright, not my style though. High Noon. Thorny Dragon. I dig it. Arcana, Com Kench.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
My diet is expansively
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if
Jesus.
you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
You spend a little time in a YouTube video. Every 5 seconds is an ad. Maybe I should learn Kench. This doesn't look terrible. He's probably really basic.
repugnant. Regrettably, I must retire in order to find a digestion.
What?
I must retire. Regrettably,
5 cards.
I must retire in order to find a digestion.
He's a magician. Coin Emperor Tom Kench.
A feast awaits.
Earth Tom Kench.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I find it miraculous that the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are so dedicated.
He has a minigun. Why does he have a minigun? You better pull that minigun out. Oh my fuck. I don't even know what the hell that was. Oh, was this One Piece? One Piece trading cards? Seems like something that will be happening. Honestly, the Arcana Tom Kench might be the best one.
Diet is expansively.
League is kind of slapping this year. They know I haven't been playing, so they want to give me everything to buy, apparently. What's this? Is that Pike? Blood Moon Pike. I don't think I have a Pike skin either, but I don't know if I really care to have a Pike skin. He's okay the way he is, I guess. Pike. So you got Fright Night Pike, Psyops Pike. Psyops Pike kind of looks cool. Sentinel Pike. They got a lot of Pike skins. Project Pike. Soul Fighter Pike. I don't even know what that is. Let's look at the Pike skins. League Pike skins. These some long wait timers. Holy smokes! I'm gonna reset this.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
Fright Night Pike. That one doesn't seem terrible, but I don't think it's my style. It's very One Piece Davy Jones-esque. It is my color, though. This one's okay, I
Hi, I'm Mike
guess.
Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
Soul Fighter Pike.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I find it miraculous that the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are so dedicated.
Prestige Soul Fighter Pike.
I know you've all had the conversation up here about your perfect website. Now it's time to have that same conversation with Wix.
It's alright. Project skins aren't
Hi,
great.
I'm Mike Rowe, and I
my
find it miraculous that the people of Oklahoma Oil and
What was
Natural
that, 3
Gas
seconds?
are so dedicated to protect.
Just a ghost.
Ashen Night Pike.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I find it miraculous that the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are so dedicated.
People are greedy. You know what I'm saying? Just can't stand how people, like, how greedy people are these days. Just constant. Can't enjoy anything.
Yes.
Sentinel Pike.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
I think I would like it better if you threw like a spear or something. I'm not super opposed to this, but I don't know if I like it. I wish I would stand still for 3 seconds. Some kind of paladin, I don't know. It's just, it looks like it would be cooler if he was actually standing up.
Like fancy, Captain.
See, this one looks better in the picture, I think.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things. Some
Leviathan.
This one
Smells like fancy, Captain.
kind of looked cool.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and if you spend a little time in Oklahoma, you're liable to see one of these things.
This champion is just, I don't know, his champion's so basic that it just makes it hard to really enjoy any skins. He doesn't do anything. Let's leave that before another commercial pops up. Is that the last one? So 540 for this, 8, so 1350. And we had the Blitzcrank skin. 1350. 1890. So you're looking at like 36, 3,700 points. 35 bucks, and I get extra. I do have enough. I do have enough food for next week. I could, but I got a lot of building projects that I got to do. Oh, we just got the water and stuff fixed again. Hopefully for the last time. I got to fix the roof because the wind is like picking up the metal siding on the side of the house. The wind's been crazy. I got to put some flooring down on the back. Finish building the interior, insulation, and stuff in that room. Got to pour a ton of cement. Got to build a whole other section onto the house. Got to build a fence. I got to get a fence at some point for the dog. I need to replace that ceiling fan that's in there. I got to run electrical lines. I still need to go get multiple sinks and do the floor. Fuck. Maybe though. Maybe we'll get these skins. I'll probably cut this off right here though. We'll give the first game, but the main thinking is the lane control, XP, gold, all of that. You either have like really good champion mastery or really good like farming and macro to like climb up to medium rank in league sort of. And then you kind of combine those two together and you go up to like platinum and emerald and stuff and maybe diamond. But then like diamond and up is where things start getting more serious where you have to actually go in and smack your head into the keyboard, min-maxing and items and build paths and all that stuff. So we'll end this one here and then I'll just restart the stream and play a different league game.